May the Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "The Son of Humanity must suffer greatly and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed on the third day and be raised." Then he said to all, "If anyone wishes to come after me, they must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For whoever wishes to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake will save it. What profit is there for you to gain the whole world, yet lose or forfeit your very self in this process?" The Gospel of the Lord. It's good to be here with you guys tonight. I'm grateful for everyone who's come here to support me. Some of you may know that I've recently started working at the Jennifer House. Last week, I asked the women a question: "What does the word suffering mean to you?" One woman burst out and said, "The transit center." The next woman said, "No, actually, it's taking the bus." But as they dug deeper, one woman said, "Suffering to me means being trapped in a personal hell." Another said, "Suffering to me is a room full of people shooting up and getting high on Christmas Day." As the women continued to share what suffering meant to them, I noticed that everyone kept nodding their head in agreement, sharing in the commonality of addiction. The meeting ended with a truly profound exchange. One of the women said, "Without my suffering, I would never know the true joy of happiness." As the women agreed, they shared that sometimes they just want to shake others about what the other side feels like. Today's scripture is about death and life. It begins with Jesus foretelling what is going to happen to him. He will endure intense physical suffering. However, Jesus also knows that he won't just suffer physically, he will suffer mentally, by facing total rejection by the leaders of his own people and left feeling abandoned by God. But even so, Jesus knows it will all lead to his resurrection and a new life that can never be taken away. My friend Maddie and I were talking last week why you often see so much spirituality in an AA room. And she said, because in AA, you depend on God. These are some of the things you will hear at an AA meeting. AA is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other so that they may solve their common problem and help each other to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for a membership is a desire to stop drinking. It goes on to say, some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas and result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it's too much for us. But there is one who has all the power. That one is God. May you find him now. I'll often hear from people in recovery that after years of trying to become sober, they've come to understand that they can't do it without God. My friend relapsed after being clean for 7 months. When he got sober again, he said, "I know that my higher power has to be a part of my recovery. I'll never sustain it without it." What I love most about AA is their focus on God, but it's not just G-O-D so much, but it's your understanding of God or your higher power. It's not what we say God is, what the church says God is, or even what someone in AA says God is. It's how you understand your higher power to be. All you need is a desire and a willingness to be open. I've come to know what it's like to have to depend on God. 2 years ago, I went out to Arizona after being raped on my 28th birthday. I was so broken that I couldn't feel anything. Being numb was a dangerous spot to be in. I didn't care anymore. The pain of what happened to me was too much. I was so disconnected from myself because I couldn't stand to be in my own body. My own body was used as a weapon against me. In my mind, it was clear to me that I only had 3 options: turn to drugs to escape the excruciating pain, kill myself to end the pain, or to ask God for help. Truthfully, my first choice was to kill myself. I didn't have a plan, but I knew I couldn't live carrying this pain any longer. I was so numb, no feelings, no ability to feel. In my hotel room in Arizona, I felt so alone and abandoned by God. But in that single moment, which I believed to be God's grace, I started to pray. It was really just a one-word prayer: help. In that moment, I was filled with anger. And honestly, it wasn't until I sat down to write this homily that I realized that was the first time God revealed himself to me. As strange as that sounds, God really did show up for me in that exact moment. You would think that he came in the moment that I asked for a peace of mind, which he did provide. But in that moment, God knew that I desperately needed to feel, even if it was anger. Once I asked God for help, I really just demanded his love. I said, God, if you're real, I need you to show up right here, right now. And in that moment, I was filled with God's love and his peace. I made a deal with God. Help me out of this crazy mindset, and I will follow you wherever you take me. The question that I asked myself in the hotel room was simple. Am I willing to give myself a chance before I completely give up on myself? It was God who made me feel worthy of living. I'm truly grateful every single day for life, and even in the midst of my struggles, I remember how much I prayed to be exactly where I am today. 2 years ago, I was broken and numb, and today I'm the strongest I've ever been. I have not only made it through the hardest time of my life, I'm conquering lifelong obstacles like school, body image, and boundary setting. See, God doesn't just pick you up off the ground and comforts you. God changes you. A Course in Miracles says, a miracle is a shift in perception. God is the shift. He doesn't take the anger away because, let me tell you, I am angry for everything that has happened to me. But God has helped me to channel my anger. God has helped me to move through my anger. I have control of my anger, not the other way around. When you invite God into your space of suffering, you align yourself with this authentic empowerment. We all suffer in our lives with the small irritations to the uncontrollable. But usually, what we suffer the most from is our own self-sabotage. We numb our pain through different vices like drugs, alcohol, social media, food, Netflix, work, even exercise. And they do fulfill you in the moment, but they'll never sustain you. They will always leave you wanting more. When you invite God into your space of suffering, you become aligned with his loving power. God gives you the ability and the strength to move past the pain so that you can dive deeper into who you are. What I've gained is the awareness of why I do the things that I do. And where there is awareness, there is the ability to change. As I thought about this homily that I wanted to give, I couldn't help but ask, why did Jesus choose to come here and suffer? The word that kept coming to me was empathy. Empathy is the spirit that heals people. It's what keeps groups like AA, NA, and the MeToo movement going. My deepest suffering was being silenced. Offenders do a great job at manipulating their victims. It's society that reinforces our silence. A family member said to me, "You didn't call the police? What does that say about you and what you are saying happened to you?" This comment made me question over and over if I had actually been raped. When I told a family friend what happened, they said, "I'm sorry that happened to you, but that's why you need to be careful who you hang out with." This comment made me feel like I was to blame. When I told a friend that I wanted to share my story, they said, "Are you really sure this is something you want attached to your name? That's what people will know you as, someone who has been raped." This comment reinforced all the shame that I felt. What people don't understand is that comments like this blame victims, makes us feel deeper shame than we already feel, and reinforces that we should indeed stay quiet. On a deeper level, we take these words in and internalize them and begin sabotaging ourselves even further than we already do. Comments like, "She asked for it," or "boys will be boys," are all a part of rape culture. It's important and it's time that we educate ourselves on sexual violence, because 1 out of every 6 American women has been the victim of an attempted or completed rape in her lifetime. 1 out of every 10 rape victims are male. 21% of transgender, genderqueer, and non-conforming college students have been sexually assaulted. And 1 out of 9 girls and 1 out of 53 boys experience sexual abuse or sexual assault, all being under the age of 18. I know how uncomfortable it is to hear and talk about sexual assault. For the longest time, I couldn't even say the word rape. But it only remains uncomfortable if we can't talk about it. When we talk about sexual violence, it removes the power from the offender and places it in the hands of the survivor. We are not meant to suffer in silence. I believe we hang on to our suffering because we tell ourselves we are all alone. No one will believe the pain that I'm feeling. And oftentimes, when we try to explain our pain, people fall short in validating our experience. Their judgmental words will hurt you because we're human and words are powerful. This is where you lean into God. Jesus came here to suffer so that he could validate your pain. We are not meant to do this alone. When feeling rejected by family and friends, I ask God to help bring people in my life who could understand my pain. I ate a Dove chocolate candy the other night, and the message on the inside of the wrapper said, "Your vibe attracts your tribe." And then I did a DJ Khaled and ate another one. And got the same message, "Your vibe attracts your tribe." A year ago, I started a women's MeToo support group here at church with one of our volunteer therapists, Lynn. Out of all the different therapies and support that I've received over the years, it's this group that has become the most healing. Why? Because these women get it. They've been through it, and although we all have different experiences, the aftermath is the same. These women validate me and my experience every single time, which helps me to let go of the blame and the shame, and to know that none of this was my fault. When Jesus was headed to his own crucifixion, he dropped the cross, and someone was there to help him pick it back up. None of us, not even Jesus, were meant to suffer alone. What's on the other side of suffering? A man from the Nielsen House said it best. He said, "Even though I had been released from prison, I was still trapped inside my mind. It was God who freed me from the prison in my mind." During this special time of Lent, my prayer for you all is to let go and let God. Invite him into whatever space you are suffering in, because you are worthy of his healing. Thank you.
Amen.